Well, look at that. We have finally reached level 5 for our university. After, I think, 5 or 6 episodes, we finally reached it. Remember, we were so close. We had the students, and then we didn't have the students. And so finally, we are able to place down the last assets and complete our city with 2 level 5 universities, which is pretty prestigious. And so let's go ahead and look at what it unlocks. So we have the University Academic Statue 2, Chess Club, University Media Lab, School of Science, and then the Science Center. This is pretty exciting. We definitely need to play some of these, and so the plan was to save this space for the last remaining school, and so I think we're going to do that and go ahead and grade out a nice little area because this hill's a little extreme, and it would be safe to say that this university would spend the money to grade it out. I think that's probably good right there. And then I think I'm going to soften this side up just a little bit because we don't really need that to be a ledge. And I don't really want to do another key wall over there. We have a ton of key walls in this city, and I think it might be overdoing it. And so let's go ahead and look at this guy. So university campus area, and it's pretty big. I think it's longer. Yeah, it's longer than it is wide. And I don't want it directly on the road, so I think we will end up putting it like right there maybe. I think, you know what? Yeah, I think that's probably good. It's a little off to the side, but I think that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and grab a road. And we'll just do a little 2-unit road. And let's go ahead and continue with the bike lane access since we have developed it around the city a little bit. And then I think I'm going to do some 3-ways with this. There's really not a whole lot of necessity to complete these junctions at this time, especially since it's a university area. And so I think by having the 3-way intersections, it might actually help to keep traffic in check. And so let's go ahead and see how this guy looks. You know what? I think that looks pretty good. And then, so we unlock the Science Center. That's actually pretty big too. It's not bad, because I wanted to also place the Science Center from in here as well. Yeah, which I know this one's actually pretty sizable, so maybe we could actually push these out just a little bit more, or even complete this road. Let's look at this. Let's see if we can... I want to line that up first. So let's go out here, and then go like that. And let's see, so let's go ahead and place down our first one. This guy. And I think, you know what, it'd probably be better if this one was... I guess it doesn't matter if it's off to the side, but I would like to have one of the buildings on that side and then the other one on the other so that the school's kind of in the middle. Yeah, there you go, let's see how that looks. You know what, that looks okay. I think having this little ledge here is kind of weird, but I think we'll end up doing a road around to clean it up, maybe even soften it up. But let's go look at these other ones real quick. So I have, this one's a little bit smaller, so I'm thinking this one right here, and then this guy for over here. I think that would probably make the most sense, just using space. And then so this one we'll put in the middle. We got 4, so it looks like we got 5, and then 5 right there. And then let's see how this guy looks. I want to put this one in the middle as well. Looks like 2 and 2, just enough to fit a little road. Or a path. I don't... You know what? Let's see if they need road access. It actually doesn't look... So there's paths all the way around. Does this have a road? I mean, it's got parking right there, but it looks like it's connected. I don't know how they would get to that parking, but... Let's put in a road and see how it looks, because I'm not 100% sold on the road. I think it would be nice to have some walking paths around here, but let's see first. Because if we can get a road, I mean, and have it look good, then I think it could be ideal. But the path is probably going to be best. You know what, I think that looks okay. I do want to put the bike lane on the other side. Yeah, because then it adds access for the building, and so we'll go ahead and copy this one around. And there we go. And then I'm just going to go into the Move It mod, select the node, And then Control H, click that. Yep, now we got a huge cliff that just came out of nowhere, but don't worry, nobody's looking. This would be pretty crazy to see if you were in real life. Like, these cars are like, what is going on over there? And you know what? I think this one, I mean, you know what? We'll do the same because it looks like there's parking right there. Maybe we will slide this one over just a bit. If we can. Yeah, there you go. Because then we can put it like right. Now maybe we'll put it up against the edge because then that could be a little bit easier for us to go like this. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I was hoping to have it more in the middle. Let's see if we can move it just one over. Let's go. Yeah, because in that way there is still theoretically parking access, like they can drive through, but then it kind of leaves some room for us to do some trees and stuff around. I do want to clean this up though. I think this cliff right here is kind of weird. So we're going to just soften this up. There you go. I mean, it still kind of looks a little weird. It's really steep. It'd be like a cliff, but I think it looks cool. And then it actually does lean into an opportunity for us to put a nice bridge here because we don't really have pedestrian access for this so far. Especially since this is a freeway, this actually doesn't allow pedestrian access on it, so there's no way for people to walk over here right now. And so let's go ahead and jump in here and use one of the nice bridges and piers. Yeah, bridges and piers. I was like, is it plural? Is it one? Because then we can just go like this, and I kind of want this to be straight off that road, so maybe we'll go like right there. Kind of messes with the symmetry over there, but I think it would look weird if we went at a diagonal right here. But then that way, I mean, now we got some nice pedestrian access, and it's a really nice bridge. It's pretty, be an expensive bridge, but the university would definitely foot the bill, especially since it's kind of like a little party island. And so I think this looks pretty good. I do want to put down some water pipes real quick. Okay. Water in place, and then I did want to put down just maybe 1 or 2 dormitories over here, and then let's see about putting in some of the other new assets. So we have the media lab, which would honestly make sense if it was a part of this complex, and it looks like it might actually fit right there. I just got to paint this guy a smidge farther. Yeah, there you go. Just because I think this was the School of Science. Yeah, School of Science, and then so now we have the Science Center as well as the Science Center museum kind of area. I'm guessing that's a museum, and this is an actual Science Center. But then also the Media Lab. Yeah, I think this would just be great, because then we could put it like right there. Do some more trees around that guy. And it honestly looks like we might not have enough room to do anything else. Could do this guy, which I think would be smart. And let's see about putting this guy in too. Hey, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. You know what? This space is empty right here. Let's see if this will fit in there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool, and we could probably move this to the main road. Yeah, because that would be, the chess club. So they could get off our little underground tram and kind of walk over here, and yeah, I think that whole thing looks pretty good. I was hoping to fit in a dorm. I wonder if a dorm would fit right there. It kind of feels like it might be a little cramped, but maybe we can fit a couple dorms over here. Just because a university this size would have a ton of student housing. And I think it really helps to clean up the look. Yeah, you know what? So now if kids were going to like this school, I mean, we already have a ton of dormitories here as well, but we would have just a huge amount of on-site campus living, which would be fantastic. Let's see if that changes. Yeah, there you go. That looks a little better. It was kind of a little too steep. I mean, even this guy, but I think that is probably the best. And you do see parking spaces like this sometimes where they just kind of squeezed it in there. And so I think this is probably going to be the best we can get out of this. I think even putting those may have been a little too much. And so let's go ahead and jump over to some trees. And so I think for this main little tree line road right here, we're just going to do the Conifers. Because I like them. I use them a lot. They're really good standard trees. They're kind of like, they remind me of pine trees, even though I know that they're Conifers, but they're just a good standard tree. And then let's jump over to something maybe a little more thin, maybe a younger tree. Something that looks good. Yeah, you know what? I think these ones we used prior. Let's go ahead and let's look at it. And we don't need that many. Yeah, I like that. I like how it allows you to still kind of see through it, so it just really cleans up the area. It's not overdone. And we could put a path around that. I think that would actually be smart. So let's put in some paths first before we finish this. Yeah, I think that's good. And then let's do a path over here. You know, I think that looks pretty good. This building right here, though, is a little off, and so I think we will shift that over there. It's kind of funny. That's a dormitory. I don't know if we... I think I'm going to delete that guy. He seems a little out of place. And it also kind of opens up an area for us to do... Maybe we'll leave that there, and we could do something else right here. I do see that this road is backwards. Look at all these people. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's a toga party. Look at it. Oh man, this is probably going to get out of hand. These people are already getting a little crazy. They're literally going through. Look at them. I'm surprised the police isn't already here trying to shut this down. Man, look at that. They just ran over that poor pedestrian. He's probably trying to get to school or something. This is crazy. This is so many. This is a huge toga party. Let's click on one of them and see what it says. Toga party goer. That's what we were doing. So I did want to do like a park or something right here. Maybe even a plaza. Yeah, we could do a nice plaza. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like right there is probably going to be in the middle. I think that looks really good. Yeah. So we got statues. We got this guy. We got toga party goers. We have pretty much everything. Let's just do some landscaping on this guy. And because we do have those kind of orange taller trees, these guys, the autumn ones, I think we're going to go ahead and do this to kind of follow that same suit as the other plazas or parks that we have. And we're going to go like that, and we will put in just a little bit foliage. And I think we'll put just a couple trees. Oh, you know what? I think we're going to do something a little bit bigger. How does that look? Hey, you know what? I think those look pretty good. They're not too off color from the other ones. Though I was kind of hoping for something more that blended in with the trees in the middle of the plaza, so I think that'd be better. I think we'll go with the liquid amber. These ones always look good. These are the ones that we've used pretty much everywhere. And you know what? I think that looks really good. I think because we already had the dormitories over here, it's a really nice addition to the area, and then it does kind of lean towards what we can do with the rest of this area. I think maybe... No, you know what? I think those trees look pretty good. I think these look good. They're pretty close. It's not the same exact tree, but that's kind of funny. As I watch this back, I'll be able to see what the tree was, but I think this looks good. You know what? I think that area looks pretty good with the trees it has. But I think we will line this one. Line this guy. And you can see all the people walking. And we'll line this guy. I think that looks pretty good. This empty space here is kind of bothering me though. I think we will go back to the original orientation of this, because then we can come in here and do just a couple trees. Man, look at all these people walking. Oh man, look at this. I guess this was something that we had definitely overlooked for this area. Because all these people are still kind of suffering for not enough customers, but by the looks of this bridge, there was a ton of people trying, wishing they could walk, but they're like, you know, we're not going to swim, and they didn't want to risk walking on this little stretch of freeway we got. This would be pretty dangerous for somebody to try to run up the side there. And so they were stuck either taking mass transit, which, I mean, there is a metro there, and so it wouldn't have been too hard for them to get there, especially with the transit terminal. But I think now that they can walk, it's opened up that availability. And so I think this area looks pretty cool. I'm glad that we were able to get the Science Center and the Science Center, the two Science Centers, one museum, one actual Science Center, which this thing looks pretty cool. And then we got the Media Lab, and then we got the Chess Club, and we got the new University Academic Statue 2. And so this completes it. We now have 2 level 5 campuses, and honestly, I think I like this one a little better because we have the metro integration. We did it over a much broader area. It's kind of integrated with the city, and this was the look I was going for with the whole European theme. And I was going for a university that had kind of the city build up around it. And you see this a lot with universities, and I think it's just a really cool feel, and so I'm glad we were able to kind of capture some of that. Because our other university, where is it? Over here, this is more like your standard campus, though it's pretty well manicured, but it's all lumped together. It's not really intermingled with the city at all. This whole section is pretty much our university. Though we do have some leisure specialization, but these would just be like your little college bars and stuff. We don't have any residential or anything mixed in here. We do have residential right here, as well as a shopping center right there, but nothing within the campus, and so I'm glad that we were able to do this. I think it looks good. And there was another thing I wanted to do. I want to add in the academic library. And what I was thinking is we could put it ahead and build this out. And I do want to kind of mirror a similar setup to the other side. And so we are going to take this guy. We're just going to go past where we need to go. I'm going to go right there, and then we're going to delete this guy now. And then I think I'm just going to follow the same pattern on this. So we had gone out, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That one's a little bit smaller. So I think if we go back to this guy, and then what could we do? I think we can do the same thing as we did over there, but maybe because this was more of like a park asset, and this is going to be more of a library. And I do want to put offices around it, and so I think what we'll do is we'll go like this. I do want to line this up though. And it is a little bumpy. I'm gonna go into move it and just clean this up. So otherwise, I mean, when the building's gonna build out, it's gonna be all over the place. I'd rather it be at least a little flat. I mean, you can kind of see these are pretty high up, but those will actually build out with the zoning, so I don't think it's as much of a problem. And so let's come in here, and I do want this to be in the middle. So we got 4. I think it was. Of course, we're gonna have to move it over. So we got 3 on one side and 4 on the other. If you look at that orange ring, and so I'm gonna go ahead and place it, and then we are just going to shift this over, and that should be good. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then now what we're going to do is come in here, and we could connect that up. Tempted to. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll come down here. Or we could even do... that could be interesting. Maybe we'll do a big road down in the middle, and this will be kind of like a grand entrance for the back. I think it's kind of would be weird to have a little bit, but let's see how it looks. You know what, I think that looks pretty good, and it helps with traffic to funnel into this area, and so I think that's going to work out. And then let's go ahead and build out some nice little office parks. You know what, I think we'll leave it at that. It is a little off because of the way that the roads lined up, but I don't think it's the end of the world for this one. It is kind of bothersome just a little bit because it needs to just be one unit over. But I think this is going to be good because then it's going to allow us to put in some nice path access, and so let's go ahead and do that first. And there we go. I think that looks pretty good. And we left a little bit of space. I'm not exactly sure what we'll do with that space, but maybe we'll just connect up the paths. I think that could be good. And there we go. And so now at least the space in the middle is kind of taken care of. And then I'm going to put down some water pipes real quick. And there we go. And I just want to extend over what actually looks like we're already in it, which is perfect. Let's go ahead and zone this in. So I think what we're going to do, it would be good for us to have just a little bit of commercial in here, but we actually have quite a bit of commercial out there, so maybe we'll just keep this for residential. And there we go. So I just noticed we have an opportunity to do a couple paths right here. You know what? I think we'll just do landscaping in here. I think that would be good. So let's try to find a nice, colorful tree. I think, you know what? That autumn one that we had used, that gold one, that I've used quite a bit. I think it just looks so good. And so I think we are going to default back to that one. Just looks really clean. Before I'd gotten all the trees, these were basically the only ones that I had gotten. And so as a result, they're all over the city, but they're just really clean trees. Shift P. Put on prop and tree anarchy. Put this guy in. And you know what? It's not overdone. It's very clean. Maybe we'll put some bushes around the outside, and then I think we're going to call that done. And we're just going to do something on the opposite end for that one main road, kind of like a back entrance funnel kind of guy. And then I think this area will be complete. We just got to let it grow out. I like these bushes. I don't often think about them, and so there's a lot of areas that I could have put the bushes in and they would have looked really good, and then I didn't never thought about it. And so let's go ahead and go like this. I think that looks pretty good. It's kind of upsetting they're not perfectly lined up, but I think while we are waiting for this to grow out, we can address a couple city concerns. I'd received a comment quite a few episodes ago now referring to the post service. And we had in the past added post offices, but we don't have a ton of them. And as you can see, the city is in bad shape. There's just little pockets, and so this would actually be a really big concern. Post service is pretty important, especially around like holidays, like right now. A lot of people with like Amazon or something are ordering online, and so not being able to fulfill those orders would be a really big concern. And so it's kind of funny, we had just recently created this little outpost out here, and I was thinking like, what could we add over here? Well, one of them is the post sorting facility, and so I think what we're going to do is add this guy in. We'll add him in on the corner. It'll be like his own little area, but then we're also going to add in a post office. And then what we're going to do is just go around and strategically place post offices. One of the things that they had said was that it's really common for post offices to be in kind of rural cities next to the train station, so I think that's a really good area. They do give off a little bit of noise, but I think the effect that you gain from the post being delivered kind of offsets it, and so let's find some more. So it looks like this area as well, and it looks like if we place one over here, it's probably going to work twofold and kind of help to alleviate some of the post needs in the area. Where do we want to place? I guess we could just place it right there. It's just that's kind of traffic already, so I think maybe we'll you know what, we'll place one right there. It's kind of in the oil area, but I think it's okay. It would be not the cleanest of post offices. We definitely have some issues in this area as well as over here, and it kind of looks like maybe we could put one right here. Let's see if the building's big enough. Actually, it looks like it would fit in there. Does that go through their little parking lot? No. You know what? That's the perfect little spot. Especially this is our IT center, and so they wouldn't really care as much about the noise. Though, again, the post being delivered would be pretty important. And so I think this area over here is probably good too. It is maybe a little too close to that one, so I think maybe we'll come up here. This is a little industrial area, and so we'll put one right there. And then this is another kind of small-ish industrial area, and so I think we will go right there. And then this is a commercial center, so we'll go like that. And then so we have one right there. We have one right there. We don't have any over here, and we do have some shopping areas, though I'm not sure exactly. Maybe right here. It's kind of on the campus next to the fire station, so I don't think the noise would be as bad. And then this actually is a commercial center, but we already have that one right there. So, I mean, this is a commercial center, but we have that one. This area right here actually would probably be smart. Yeah, you know what? I think that's great. And then we have one right there, though this whole area is red. I'm not sure exactly where they're traveling to. But then back here, I think this is a good spot for another post sorting facility. And so I think we will go like that. And bam. We have definitely spread them out quite a bit. I am wondering if maybe that's going to be enough. But we'll place one right there. And then let's put one in here too for the big kind of master plan community. And we can go ahead and place it in the little shopping center kind of tucked in the back by the railway. And then, because I think the goal is each one can only service a certain amount of space in the area. And so you would want to have them kind of spread out. And I think these ones next to the little trash service would be good. And then this guy, do we have any on this side? Well, we have the big one over there, but I think it would be good to have one in here too. Maybe we'll put it off of this road kind of by the freeway. And we can put one in here too. This is an industrial area. So we can go like that. And then we'll put one in here somewhere. That looks like a good space. And we are just going on a post. We're going postal. We are placing them everywhere. So honestly, I think that should be good. If it's not, then our city has been having some serious issues. And so let's just give that a second. As you can see, I mean, it's already gotten way more blue. It's just these areas and then this area, but I'm hoping by placing just those couple will be good. And so I think what we're going to do is we will let the game run for a minute on our new area. And you know what? No. Oh, we need another water tower. Wow. So let's go ahead and place this guy. Let's go back here. I think that'd be a good spot for a water tower. Kind of out of the way. It's got no pollution. Yeah, it's a pretty good spot. And then that satisfies our water need. And so let's just see how it goes. All right, and here we go. I think this whole area looks really good. It definitely exceeds my expectations. I was going for something really uniform, something that fit in with the European setting, and I like that we ended up putting in this main road, even though it isn't the front road. It's kind of funny, but I think we will upgrade it to a tree-lined or a tree median road. Because I think that looks really good with the grass and the tree in the middle. I think it cleans it up. But as you can see, I mean, a lot of people are using the walking paths, which are great. It's not a ton, but it's enough to say that it's working out. And it looks like we even got some bikers, which is fantastic. And I like that we ended up doing the little bushes. But I think this whole area just looks really cool. I like that we were able to finally get the academic library, and I had kind of forgotten about it. I kept seeing it, and then I kept forgetting it. And then I think our last addition to the campus just looks fantastic. I like that we were able to get the Science Center Museum in there, and so now we can display all of our academic works, and then we have the actual Science Center right next to our big science School of Science. And this kind of finishes up this whole area. We do still have some blank areas, but I think for future expansion, what we're going to be doing is extending this road out here to connect to the freeway to kind of provide a little more access, and then we'll be building out some stuff, probably continuing on this square. This has definitely expanded quite a bit, but that's why I wanted to do the big terminal, because I knew that it was going to end up being in the center of a really big area, because we still have some pretty big empty spaces to do some cool stuff. And I do want to put in another freeway entrance right here, and then we'll probably add in a little road to come down here, and then we still need to do monuments. We haven't done any monuments yet, and it looks like we have unlocked the space elevator. So maybe we will actually, since this is the School of Science and everything, maybe we'll do the space elevator like right there, and we'll create a whole little cool area for it. But then I would also like to get the Eden project. That one's really good. It basically gives your whole city perfect land value, which is really nice. And then the fusion power plant would be really good. I mean, all these are really good, but we are just lacking some of the unique buildings, and so we definitely need to hunt down. That's what we'll do on the next episode. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.